What's going on, everybody? My name's Gabesel9878. Welcome to a new series here on the channel. I noticed that everybody decided that it would be a great time to start brand new survival worlds. I'm not entirely sure why we're starting new survival worlds in the month of March, but I decided to join on the trend. So we're loading up in a fresh world here. And I like, honestly, I really enjoy playing Minecraft. I have a lot of fun playing Minecraft, and so this is probably just gonna be like a really chill Minecraft world. I don't think I'm gonna rush to do anything too quickly. Just wanna kind of relax, get all the basic materials and just enjoy the game. I usually do a lot of like competitive stuff, like mini games, like Bed Wars and stuff. Speaking of which, there's a tournament this weekend that I'm hoping I can participate in, but every once in a while, it's good to just slow down, play the game for what it is. So I gathered some early game food, and I'm working on getting some iron. I didn't end up getting that much iron compared to what I really wanted. I really wanted like a ton. I wanted like a full set of iron armor, like off the get-go, but I couldn't seem to find a good enough cave to actually give me that much iron. So we end up settling for, I don't know, I've got like 6 iron here, which isn't a whole lot, but I mean, it's not bad, all things considered. So, and then the next thing I did is I started exploring because I like exploring because with the new train generation is really cool. And we found this village over here. And there's also actually another village off to the left. I don't know if I show it ever, but there is another village out that way. And another thing with it is, man, like, iron golems are spawning, like, all the time at the beginning of this. I don't know what that was all about, but, like, it was, like, a ridiculous amount of iron golems. So at this point I was just trapping a couple villagers because I knew I wanted to go out mining. But I wanted to make sure I had at least a couple villagers left. So I went out mining. It took me, I think I cut out like 2 hours worth of mining here. And then I decided that I was just going to trap all the villagers. So what I ended up doing is I stole all the beds from the entire village and I put them in the center area here. With the exception of mine, apparently. And that's how, I actually got the villagers to like into one area. I got them all to freely wander into this area on their own at nighttime because the beds or whatever. Unfortunately, back there by the villager breeder, I left a bunch of blocks, so they actually do end up like all getting out in the morning, which was kind of dumb on my part, but nothing I couldn't fix. Just had to wait another night. Grab some wool so that I can put carpets on the villager breeder so that it works properly. I don't know if you still need it. I don't know if it ever got changed, but I know that it's been changed a couple times, so I just do the trapdoors and the carpet, and it seems to work fine. So, oh yeah, and then I also decided that I needed to fix this up a little bit because, man, I was not about to wait another like 10 minutes for the villagers to get back into to get back in the main area there. Also, I spent like a good, I don't know, close to like 30 minutes like shoveling this like area flat with like my stone shovel, which I'm gonna be honest, normally I usually get super geared up before I do any of that stuff, but this time around I just went for it. That was probably a bad idea because I just took forever. Had to lower it by like 2 blocks, 3 blocks. It was kind of dumb. I think I lowered even more here in a little bit. But I do have all these villagers here, and so there's 2 things I want. I want an iron farm, which at this point is working pretty well. And just kill the golems. The second thing I wanted was like a villager trading area, which I start working on here. And I don't know what people are talking about. I did not have that big of a problem with moving these villagers into the holding cells. I guess, like, I don't know if you're, like, one of those Minecrafters that, like, need to move it like hundreds upon hundreds of blocks, maybe that would be a problem. But I just usually just take over a village. I find it's like much simpler, you know, much easier to get them to do what you want rather than like trying to fight with them when there's less area for them to run. So there's that, you know. I did actually have a cow farm over there in that house off to the right there, but I ended up like getting rid of it because I don't even remember why I got rid of the cow farm. I just knew I wasn't too happy with it. So I started off by getting just random different types of villagers because I just wanted like all the villager possessions. Little upset though, I got my Fletcher, but I didn't get the arrow Fletcher. I just got this. He trades for sticks, but he doesn't trade for arrows. He does the flint emerald trade with gravel. I'm kind of upset about that. But I went and moved the zombie. Or I went and got a zombie after that, and I got him in this village so I can make an iron farm. I do end up moving him to a villager breeder because I thought that I could use the villager breeder as a source, or as the villagers to run the farm, but it didn't end up working properly. And I'm not entirely sure why that is. But this is basically how I did it. I had a bunch of trapdoors under a block that the guy was standing on. So I could drop him in pretty easily if you just mine out the block that he's in. So that's how I ended up doing that. And then I dug a little small hole and got the water flowing. A little trick is if you waterlog the stair, then you put water like next to it, it like flows into the stair. I don't know how that works. It's really weird. Next thing I did is I dismantled a bunch of the houses nearby because I wanted some extra wood. And also because I wasn't a huge fan of how the houses were sitting because they were floating they were kind of floating, and that kind of bothered me, so I just tore them down. Figured it'd be probably the best thing to do. I got a bunch of stairs, which proves useful. I just finished recording a little bit more because I wanted to go mining. That didn't make it into this video, but I made a mine shaft like right next to this thing and just dug super far down, and I used like all of the stairs from the houses in order to make the mine shaft down. And the other thing I did is there's a little hole. I don't know why I'm spamming my... What the heck am I doing? I don't know. There's a little hole in front of the iron farm area. There's a hole, and in that hole, that's the way down to get the iron out of the chest. I've got a couple hoppers down there, but I also have a cauldron with some dripstone so that hopefully the lava flows into the cauldron. I'm not sure it will. I don't know if I did it right because I don't think it works, or I just have to wait an incredibly long time. One of the two. But I also worked a little bit more on this barricade area. That was, you can see with all the wood and stuff. And I needed more sand at some point. I went and like along the beaches and mined up some sand so I get some glass and all that stuff. But that's pretty much how I spent the majority of this this first little bit here.